Hello everyone, dear friends. Today I want to show you the construction process of the Central Park project by one of the leading developers in the UAE market, Meraas. And now together, we'll walk through the initial stages of construction. And I'll show you just how quickly and efficiently this project is being built. If you're interested in real estate in the United Arab Emirates, you've probably heard that it was nearly impossible to buy into this project, and there were always huge lines at the start of sales. And to buy an apartment, you basically had to rely on luck through a lottery system. The only way to get an apartment was through a lottery. There was no other option. There was never a moment when you could just walk in and buy an apartment here. The project is now almost complete. Now we'll take a walk. I'll show you the park, which is already partially finished and looks stunning. I'm doing this so you can see how the developer Meraas is building this project, because everything truly looks beautiful. If this video interests you and you want to buy property here, contact me. We'll find something for you at the construction stage. This is secondary real estate and the handover will be very soon. All the buildings are expected to be completed around 2026 in the third or fourth quarter. And I'd also like to remind you that the developer Meraas has launched another mega-scale project, a community called Crestline, also nearby, just about 20 meters from this location. Here too, we can purchase property at the construction stage. That is, the project is expected to be completed around 2028 to 2029. Here we have a landscaping concept similar to Central Park in New York. That's the idea. The Crestline project will also feature greenery, but it puts more emphasis on water elements. So for some people, that's a plus. For others, it might be a minus. Some might actually prefer more greenery. So now I'll try to convey the atmosphere of this park, of this project as a whole. As always, I'm filming locations for you to check out so you have a clear understanding of what you can actually buy. So stay with me. Things are about to get really interesting. Friends, you just can't imagine. I'm actually in the jungle right now. Just take a look at this gorgeous podium and how much greenery there is here. This is the Central Park project by the developer Meraas. This is how, look, the apartment reservations are happening. Here you go. Everyone is hoping for luck and to buy the very best, most scenic apartments. Look at this. What a panorama directly facing the Burj Khalifa. This is what the City Walk district looks like. Just so you understand the level of demand, for example, for two 10-story buildings, there are about 3,000 to 6,000 investors who want to buy property here. Right now, it's a great idea to buy 2-bedroom apartments, 2+ maids room, for those who need a separate room for a nanny, as well as 3-bedroom apartments. This is really a family-friendly neighborhood. And of course, these apartments will be in demand because at the moment in Dubai, I'm talking specifically about Dubai, there is a shortage of good 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom apartments. And here, there's such a wonderful atmosphere by the pool. Further on, there's some kind of beach club, and there's also a huge emphasis on children's playgrounds, outdoor gyms, and as you can see, a beautiful walking area. The developer Meraas has now merged. They currently have a huge holding, which is a combination of Meraas Dubai Properties and Nakheel. They can afford to build low-rise developments in the most prime locations so that the population density is very comfortable for every client. In other words, they allow their clients to make a profit. Even during the pandemic, clients here were making money from the rise in real estate. Can you imagine? That says something.
Friends, I have great news for you. I have prepared catalogs of the best projects in the UAE for you. There is real estate both in Abu Dhabi, Ras Al Khaimah and Dubai real estate. So follow the link in the description and download any catalog. Well, if you have any questions, write to me on WhatsApp.
So right now we are in one part of Central Park. That is, we're next to an already completed building. This one is also almost finished. And just look at how much greenery there is here and these children's playgrounds. And as we can see, this building is already finished. That one will be handed over soon. Those over there are also almost ready, and these are still under construction. They are expected to be completed around the fourth quarter of 2026. That building over there is also almost finished. There you go. So basically, as you can see, the Central Park project will be completed soon. And just as the developer promised, you can see there are already mature tall trees here. Look at this grass. It all gets watered in the evening with artificial irrigation. Everything is growing. Just imagine, if there are already such big trees at this stage, what will it look like in, say, 4 years? It's going to be very, very green. Why am I filming Central Park specifically during the construction phase right now? First of all, I want to show you this great location. Right now, prices haven't gone up too much yet. You can still get good apartments here while it's under construction. Right now, we need to pay 50% and then another 50% upon completion of construction. So basically, the installment plan here is very good. That's it. But I'm also showing you this so you have a clear understanding that the Crestline project, which is just coming out now, will also be really great. And overall, in terms of construction quality and premium feel, its concept is a bit higher. Well, in my opinion, and as the developer positions it, as shown in the renderings and videos, and you can also buy property there now at the construction stage. Basically, it will also be a very, very interesting format. Well, if you're not interested in moving into ready-made houses right now. So basically, we can also look at ready-made houses for you. You see, we can see the Burj Khalifa from here. This is one of the sections that is already finished, and the developer's words are confirmed that this will be a super, super green community following the concept of Central Park in New York. So let me remind you, it's a huge, huge, large-scale project. See? And some investors have said that it feels a bit crowded, right? That the buildings are really close together, almost wall to wall. But actually, for example, from this building, the views of the courtyard are just stunning. And over there in the distance, we have Green Planet, a wonderful landmark. A lot of tourists also come there. There are so many incredibly exotic animals and vibrant birds, and even the refreshing tropical rain. It's a great place to spend time with your family. You can also conveniently rent out your apartment here for short-term stays, and this particular place will definitely be in very high demand, making it an attractive option for many. As for rentals, I think for long-term rentals here, let's take 2-bedroom apartments as a reference, the yield will be about 7 to 8% per year. For short-term rentals, it might be a little higher. Again, no one can say for sure right now, but those are the average figures. Now let me show you this building here, a little closer, but pay attention. Yes, this is the first building, and what I don't like here is that it has these metal railings, right? This was the very first building, and apparently it was the cheapest one. Yeah, and then, as you can clearly see, oh, allow me to zoom in closer. Further on, the impressive balconies already have their complete glass enclosures installed. The developer built all the subsequent projects with glass balconies. I don't know why or what the reason is, but that's a fact. Friends, just look at the gorgeous atmosphere right in the courtyard of a finished building. Look at how much greenery there is. And by the way, notice how great it is to get an apartment with a terrace on the first floor. Look, you have greenery right here. Yeah, actually, I really like these big terraces. The playground is great with a rubberized surface, and over there is a little pool for kids. And here is a really nice adult pool. See, there's someone lying down, relaxing. And even though there are buildings being constructed over there, everything here is clean and very, very comfortable. And I'll even tell you, with all this greenery, with all these big plants, I honestly don't care at all that we have metal railings here, friends. All of this, of course, is instantly calming. Yeah, it's like a green oasis, and you just don't pay attention to it. And look, people are already living here. They have a gazebo and a table set up. And here you go, a comfortable, gorgeous atmosphere on the terrace. What more could you need? And here, people just haven't closed it off. Well, that's how they've done it for now. You see, bicycles, a little table, but it's still not fully set up yet. And here you have a stunning infinity pool. You see, it's elevated specifically so you get a panoramic view right onto the greenery. And here you have, oh, maybe that's like a golf course or something, I'm not sure. So inside there's artificial turf, probably like a golf course, I don't know. And everywhere else it's real grass. Well, it's really awesome, friends. Regarding the Crestline project, now I'll show you how the second stage of the purchase took place. There was also a huge amount of excitement. So let's switch over now. Well, as you can see, people are slowly starting to gather. Here you go. All the seats here are already completely taken. And it's only 8:50. And just imagine, it starts at 10. And of course, it's going to be very, very intense. Here you go. Everyone is hoping for luck and to buy the very best, most scenic apartments. So how is this going to happen? Right here you see the color that we registered will be drawn. And if our color comes up, then we go to reserve the apartments. That's how it works. Apartments in Dubai are being allocated by drawing lots, by lottery, you see? What a gorgeous atmosphere this is. Look how amazing it is. Here you go. This is, of course, a new standard, a new level of high quality, calm, luxurious living. You get it, right? What a buzz there is. I specifically went and filmed the buying process for you. You just can't imagine. Let me repeat once again. Whenever Meraas, the developer, launches a project, there is always an enormous demand and many people interested because all the projects Meraas builds appreciate significantly in value. The developer Meraas has built projects like Bulgari. You probably know how much Bulgari has increased in price. It has a really great atmosphere, low-rise buildings, lots of greenery, and even its own marina for yachts. And friends, I'll show you the yachts there and the absolutely stunning views of both the Persian Gulf and the Burj Khalifa. Meraas, the developer, also built the Blue Waters project. That project appreciated tremendously. In other words, investors really made a lot of money. Again, there are low-rise buildings, lots of greenery, and developers always focus on landscaping. Plus, there's also a landmark here, an enormous Ferris wheel, actually the largest in the world. That's right. And you also get gorgeous views of the Persian Gulf. There's a private beach. Now you understand what kind of projects Meraas builds and why the projects I'm telling you about now are also going to appreciate significantly in value. That includes both Central Park and the Crestline project. Overall, the entire district is very peaceful, with lots of greenery, and you can take a walk even in the evening. In the evening, the atmosphere is especially beautiful. And let me remind you, there's also a shopping and entertainment center of its own. And once again, there are plenty of restaurants. The Central Park project, as of today, offers an excellent balance of price, quality, and location. In other words, the price is very good. I guarantee you that there is still significant growth to come here. As for Crestline, in my opinion, the one-bedroom apartments were already a bit overpriced at launch. Right now, it's a great time to buy two-bedroom apartments or 2+ maid for those who need a separate room for a nanny, and also 3-bedroom apartments. This is truly a family-friendly neighborhood. And of course, these apartments will be in demand because right now in Dubai, and I'm specifically talking about Dubai, there's a shortage of good 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom apartments. For example, I have a client who is also looking for a good 4-bedroom apartment near downtown City Walk. If she can't find one like that, they used to live in a 4-bedroom townhouse and now want to move to an apartment closer to the city center. And they just can't find really good real estate with all the amenities and good service. So in other words, there's a shortage. But here, friends, this is definitely going to be a great investment for the future. So let's go over some of the renderings now so you have a clear understanding of what Crestline is. Please pay attention to how gorgeous the community is. The exterior of the houses themselves is really impressive. Right now, these 2 houses are for sale, 1, 2. This was the first phase, 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. They've already been sold. And notice how much water we have here. Here, the focus is really on the water. If you compare it to the Central Park project, Crestline's exterior is definitely much more interesting and more premium, so to speak. Here we have a really nice entrance area, like in a hotel. There's a little fountain like this. It definitely looks more interesting. The impression is, of course, stunning. These combinations of dark brown, dark and gray give it an elegance and a sense of calm, a kind of rich style, you could say. Also here, which is very important, the developer even made it so that if you go in the opposite direction, if you buy an apartment, there's also a nice space here, a kind of walking area. So right here we already have Central Park, and right next to it is Crestline. So there's a really good and ample distance between the buildings. Look, here we also have these truly gorgeous and expansive terraces. Now I'll walk a little further along this beautiful path. Look at these gorgeous terraces. And what's really important are these great amenities. There will be lots of pools, lots of water features. There are also yoga rooms where you can practice with a view of the water and stunning views from the gyms as well. So overall, it creates a calm, family-oriented living atmosphere. And overall, there are plenty of meeting rooms, social kitchens, where you can simply hire a chef or celebrate a birthday in peace. Overall, the developer Meraas takes a very thoughtful approach to their projects and creates a lot of conveniences. And in terms of functionality, they always make everything very, very comfortable for their clients. And here, there's such a wonderful atmosphere by the pool, right? There are lounge chairs and even a kind of beach club. And there's also a huge emphasis on things like children's playgrounds, outdoor gyms, and as you can see, a beautiful walking area on both sides. There will also be a lot of greenery. 2 phases have already been completed. So Crestline 2 and Crestline 3 have sold out, and Crestline 1 is also already sold out. At the moment, we can basically find you a cancellation, meaning a unit that became available again, right? The main thing is for you to write to me, Oleg, I want this or that, and then we'll start looking for something. And we can also get ready for the 3rd phase of construction. It will also be released soon. If you want to know exactly when, just write to me. I'll get you prepared, send you materials, and send you the floor plans that we have available at the moment once you reach out. That's it, and we can calmly get ready and 100% reserve the very best apartments for you, ones with a view tailored to your preferences. Here, purchases are also made through a lottery system, but for my investors, for my clients, I do things a little differently. We will 100% reserve the property for you. So the main thing is write to me and I'll explain how we'll do it. I'd also like to remind you that I've prepared catalogs for you. Follow the link in the description or the pinned comment. There you'll find the best real estate in the best locations tailored to all your preferences. There are properties in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Ras Al Khaimah. Go ahead and download the catalog. And if you have any questions, you can just write to me. Friends, as always, I tried to convey the atmosphere for you so you have a clear understanding of what you can buy here. If you're interested in the Central Park project or the Crestline project, you can message me. You can find my contact information in the description, and I'll sit down with you and advise you on how to smartly and profitably reserve the apartment of your dreams. Thank you for watching.